What's up, Blue Roof Nation, and welcome to This Year in Comics. Now we get to the year that I originally wanted to start with, 1938. What's so special about 1938? Well, it's the first appearance of Action Comics. Action Comics, what is that? If you don't know, you're not a comic book fan. Let's just be honest. Now me, we all know I'm not a big DC guy, I'm more of a Marvel guy, but Action Comics #1, you can't be a superhero fan and not pay tribute to this comic book. It is the first appearance of Superman himself. It's also the first appearance of Lois Lane, but that's not nearly as important as the first appearance of Superman, right? It's actually not the first version of Superman. His creators, Joe Siegel and... I always get that confused. It's Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster. His creators, Joe Siegel and... His creators, Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster, originally created him as this like bald, mad, like maniac who had telepathic powers and used it to terrorize people. But it didn't really sell, so they thought like, well, what if we turn him into a superhero? What if we make him heroic instead of a villain? And so when they made, when they started working for National, because it wasn't DC Comics quite yet, they, well, it was DC Comics, yeah. They came up with this idea and they pitched it to them and they put it in the first issue of Action Comics, which was originally supposed to be an anthology series. And it kind of was, but Superman really started to like take over. In issue 6 later that year, I think it came out in like November, an unnamed assistant around the office wore a bow tie, red hair. Jimmy Olsen's first appearance. Superman just took over that book, you know? And this is a very monumental moment in comic book history, because without Superman, without Action Comics, we wouldn't have any of the stuff that we have now. It all comes forth from that one title, that one issue that came out that changed the world forever. So this issue of This Year in Comics, Action Comics #1, if you can find it, I think it's worth like over $1 million. Was it Nick Cage had his stolen, right? It's crazy. But yeah, that's the only real big thing that happened in 1938, but it is a huge thing. There would be no comic industry at all without this year and without that comic book. There would be no comic book industry at all without this title and this comic book in particular. If you want to know more stuff about comic book history, tune in next week. Like this video, hit subscribe, and have a week.